Let's move on to pretty solid. There's a lot of names here in this pretty solid list. I believe 12. If
I just counted
12. That
12.
looks correct.
Yeah.
All right. These
4
names
times 3
are, just a step below that really good list, which is why they're in the tier below, which is pretty
solid. All right.
And deserves some recognition. Whit Merrifield, Adam Frazier, Chris Taylor, Brandon Drury, Bryson Stott, Colton Wong, Luis Urias, Brendan Donovan, Brendan Rodgers, Lopez, Estrada, Lau. A lot of names in this list. Brandon Donovan, sorry. A lot of names on this list.
What is the defining piece for you from pretty solid to really good? Because obviously we got a good chunk of guys in both of these categories. What was the difference between these two?
Well, the difference for me is if you ask me about Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
And say, hey, Ben, how do you feel about Tommy Edman? I would say, man, he's really good.
Okay.
And if you were to ask me about Whit Merrifield, I would say, Alex, it's pretty solid.
All right.
And alas.
Okay. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. I'm getting it.
It's basically just who are the. I'm going to take the second baseman in the game of baseball, and I'm going to categorize them in better than just ranking them 1 through 30.
Got it.
It's because it's not that simple. The difference between 4 and the difference between the top 4 and the rest is pretty steep. And and the difference between these really good second basemen and the pretty solid, I believe, is fairly significant. So, it's a little bit of everything, but it's just my feeling as a fan of the game of baseball that watches a lot of baseball I wouldn't put a lot of these guys in the really good category, but they're pretty solid and they deserve a little bit of recognition. But
there you go.
There are a couple of names on here. Whit Merrifield for me is one that jumps out of the last year plus has been a little down for him. Whit Merrifield's a great baseball player, but he hasn't been playing great lately. Can he get back to that really good, almost elite category? I believe he can, but I mean, he's a 2-time All-Star. He's good. And when it came to second base, he was one of the better second basemen, but over the last little stretch, he hasn't been the Whit Merrifield that we've known. 250, 11 homers last year, 58 RBIs. Adam Frazier is another guy that when he was with the Pirates, and the Adam Frazier story is so weird for me because when he was with the Pirates, and I played against him in the minor leagues, the dude rakes. When he was with the Pirates, he was leading baseball in hits. Leading the league in hits. Gets traded to the Padres, and it's just like, boom.
Yeah.
Like flipping a switch. Gone. Not that guy anymore. Goes to the Padres. Goes from like, oh my God, he's leading the league in hits. We're going to put him in the leadoff spot. Okay, that didn't work out great. We're going to put him in the 9 hole. No, nothing worked. Went to Seattle. Same thing. Wasn't great. Now he's in Baltimore. What are we going to get? Maybe he just needs a team that is like, okay, he was on the Pirates where expectations weren't high. I don't want to say that about the Orioles. Expectations are getting higher for them, but like maybe he just needs to be like off the grid for a second and not like needed in a playoff run. I don't know.
Isn't it weird how different franchises or different ballparks can have that effect on players?
Yep.
Sometimes it's not a good fit.
Yep.
And if you're not feeling that family style confidence with your organization, with the fan base, baseball's mental. And the moment you're out of it, you're out of it.
Absolutely. So I hope he moves on up this list. But Merrifield, Frazier, a couple names on this list. That Brandon Drury, a name that could be really good. But these guys deserve recognition, and I'm not saying them as in like they're in the very bottom tier. No, these guys are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And then there's the last tier, which is the rest.
Okay.
So if you didn't hear a name, doesn't mean they're bad. They're just they're in the rest.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.